Hi, good evening everyone. This is Shefali Singla, and in this session we will be discussing the concept of analysis of algorithm. So बच्चे आज वाला session काफी important है because whenever we are learning the concept of algorithms, we need to understand that why we are learning algorithms or what is the importance of analysis of algorithm, how it is done. I have special announcement for you guys जो कुछ time के बाद हम discuss करते हैं. First of all, let's start our introduction to algorithms. So, can somebody tell me that what is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but this is just the finite number of steps to solve a particular problem. Means अगर हमें कोई problem को solve करना है, जरूरी नहीं है computer science से related problem हो सकती है. It can be any problem. So there are some specific steps which needs to be followed in order to achieve the goal. For example, आपको गेट क्रैक करना है, यू आर टारगेटिंग ऑन 1 or 2 digit rank in the gate exam, तो उसके लिए कुछ steps हैं. First of all, you need to cover all the subjects with the concepts. Then you have to do the practice questions, previous year questions, test series. Then you can aim for 1 or 2 digit rank, right? तो ये कुछ specific steps हैं. तो इसी तरीके से algorithms gives us the language to express performance as a specific function of problem size. Basically, this is nothing but algorithm analysis. पहले हम जनरल तरीके से अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं कि एल्गोरिथम क्या बताया मैंने. सो इन एल्गोरिथम whenever we are given with some problem, let us assume that there is a sorting problem. Sorting problem के आपके पास कुछ elements given होंगे and you have to sort those elements in the ascending order or descending order. So this is a problem. There can be multiple ways. एक छोटे से बच्चे को दोगे कि ये नंबर्स इनको सॉर्ट कर दो, तो he or she will be using some other approach, you might be using some other approach. So there are lot many ways to solve a particular problem. कहने का मतलब एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के बहुत सारे तरीके हो सकते हैं. जैसे हम सॉर्टिंग की बात करते हैं, we do have the concept of insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort, heap sort and so on, right? So this means that one single problem can be solved in multiple ways. अब वो तरीके अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. क्या स्टेप्स हैं? दोज आर नोन एज द एल्गोरिथम. So for one problem there can be n algorithms available. This is algo 1. To solve this problem we have algo 2. Then to solve the same problem there is some other algorithm available. This way we can have n algorithms to solve a particular problem. N algorithms are there, right? अब प्रोग्राम और एल्गोरिथम्स में क्या डिफरेंस है? एल्गोरिथम्स इज ऑलवेज रिटन इन अ जेनेरिक लैंग्वेज. फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे आपने कुछ प्रॉब्लम बताई, व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स, तो आपको फोन पे आपके फ्रेंड ने बता दिया कि पहले ये करो, फिर ये करो, फिर ये करो. तो दैट इज इन जेनेरिक लैंग्वेज, कोई प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज यूज नहीं की है. वंस मल्टीपल एल्गोरिथम्स आर अवेलेबल, आज वाला हमारा टॉपिक है एनालिसिस ऑफ एल्गोरिथम. सो हियर इज द पॉइंट व्हाई द एल्गोरिथम एनालिसिस इज रिक्वायर्ड. So here what we'll be doing, since n algorithms are available, we will be doing the analysis on all these algorithms and we will find out that which algorithm is the best one. जो algorithm best है उसके ऊपर coding करेंगे, program लिखेंगे and it will go to the execution phase. So one algorithm can be converted to a program using some programming language. एक एल्गोरिथम है, प्रोग्राम आप सी में भी लिख सकते हो. यू कैन राइट द प्रोग्राम यूजिंग C++, यू कैन राइट द प्रोग्राम यूजिंग जावा, पाइथन एंड सो ऑन. सो वन एल्गोरिथम कैन बी कन्वर्टेड टू मल्टीपल प्रोग्राम्स डिपेंडिंग ऑन डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस. Anyhow, we are not going to talk about the programming languages here. Today's topic is just the analysis of algorithm. क्यों analysis करना है? Which algorithm will be best? दो तरीके से एनालिसिस होता है. वन इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ स्पेस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. दैट मीन्स इन ऑर्डर टू एग्जीक्यूट द एल्गोरिथम, हाउ मच एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस इज रिक्वायर्ड, right? Another one is how much time is taken by the algorithm to produce the result. Nowadays, we know that we want fast processors. We are preferring to the systems which returns the results in fraction of seconds, right? Getting the space, memory को increase करना, it's very easy. Simply market में जाओ, you can buy the hard disks, pen drives, lot many options are available. Nowadays, memory is getting cheaper and cheaper, but अगर हम time की बात करते हैं, टाइम की कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, टाइम की वैल्यू ज्यादा है. So first of all, we will be doing the analysis on the basis of time. That means we have to find out the time complexity for the algorithm. जिस भी algorithm की time complexity कम होगी, we will be preferring that algorithm. If two or more algorithms are having the same time complexity, two algorithms are taking the same time, in that case, in order to break the tie, we'll consider the space complexity. Okay, तो आज जो हम एनालिसिस करेंगे, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विल टॉक अबाउट द कैटेगरीज ऑफ एनालिसिस. ओके, दो तरीके से एनालिसिस होता है. एक होता है एल्गोरिथम को या प्रोग्राम को एग्जीक्यूट करने से पहले. बेसिकली हमें ये फाइंड करना है एट द स्टेज वी वांट टू डू द एनालिसिस, एट द स्टेज वी वांट टू फाइंड आउट दैट व्हिच एल्गोरिथम इज द बेस्ट. एग्जीक्यूशन से पहले हमें एनालिसिस करना है, सो दैट इज नोन एज प्रायरी एनालिसिस. टर्म इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द टर्म प्रायर. प्रायर का मतलब होता है पहले, यानी कि एग्जीक्यूशन से पहले हम फाइंड आउट करेंगे कितना टाइम चाहिए. तो ऑब्वियसली दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू रिटर्न द एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू, क्योंकि एक आइडिया है, एग्जीक्यूट तो हमने किया नहीं है. सो दिस इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू गिव यू द अप्रोक्सीमेटेड वैल्यू, and it is independent of hardware and any programming language because we have not written a program yet. So approximated values are returned by prior analysis. Another one is post-query analysis. Post-query means the term is coming from post. Post means baad mein, after. That means after writing the program, we are doing the analysis. जब आपके पास प्रोग्राम लिखा गया, आपने प्रोग्राम को एग्जीक्यूट कर लिया, एग्जीक्यूट करने के बाद यू आर नोटिंग डाउन द टाइम कि जब आपने रन किया एंड इन दीज मेनी सेकंड्स यू आर गेटिंग द आउटपुट. दैट मीन्स हियर दिस इज रिटर्निंग द एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू. सो कैन समबडी टेल मी दैट व्हिच वन विल बी यूजिंग हियर? हम प्रोग्राम लिखने के बाद एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं या फिर पहले कर रहे हैं? We are doing the analysis before the execution of the algorithm. बहुत सारे algorithms हैं, उनमें से हमें best algorithm find करने हैं. So the analysis is done before. So that's why in today's session we are going to talk about the priori analysis. This is the overview to algorithms and analysis of algorithms. ये सिर्फ introduction है. Now we will be talking about these points in detail. So first of all, analysis of an algorithm can be done in two ways. What are those two ways? One is post-query analysis, another one is priori analysis. Priori analysis is done before the execution. Term is coming from this prior word. Post means after, so this is done after the execution. So that's why we'll always get the exact value, but we are not concerned with that. Okay, so this priori of analysis is returning the order of magnitude. Now question arises is, what is this order of magnitude? Here we'll calculate the order of magnitude. इसके बाद बच्चे मैं जो भी बात करूंगी, we will just be talking about priori analysis. I'll be talking about priori analysis only. So order of magnitude. Order of magnitude says that how many times a statement is executed in a program. कितने times एक statement execute हो रही है, and whatever statement is taking the maximum time, that will be the time complexity of that particular algorithm. So order of magnitude is nothing but it is determination. Priori analysis is order of magnitude, and it is nothing but it indicates that, okay, let us write in a simpler way. So it means how many times a statement is executed in a program. This is what it is. The determination of priori analysis is nothing but that is the determination of order of magnitude, right? तो जब हमें exact values नहीं चाहिए, अगर मान लो कोई statement 10 बार execute हो रही है, if any statement is executing for 10 times, we will say that it is executing for constant time, because 10 is nothing but that is some constant number. Yeah. Similarly, if we are saying that some statement is executed for 10,000 times, anyhow 10,000 is also a constant number. So whenever we have to return the constant time complexity, it is always represented by order of 1. This 1 is nothing but this is representing constant time complexity. Okay, that indicates that constant time complexity means this indicates that this is independent of problem size. In a problem, how many elements are given? It has nothing to do with the time complexity. It is independent of problem size. We don't know how many elements were given in the original problem. I hope that till this point it's clear to everyone. So let's consider one example. After this, I'm not at all going to talk about post-query analysis. So first example is, let's assume that there is some function, and in this function, there is one statement, x is equal to y plus z. Okay, so what will be its time complexity? First of all, we will identify that in this program, how many statements are there? Only single statement is there. And how many times the statement will be executing? It is not under the control of any statement. Neither it's an iterative statement, selective statement, कुछ भी नहीं है, कोई loop use नहीं हो रही है. Simply when the control enters in the main function, then only first statement will be executed, and this will be executed for one time. So we can say that the time complexity for this algorithm is order of 1. Similarly, if I'm saying that there is a main function, inside the main function we have a for loop, I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to 100, I plus plus, and this is printing hello, print hello. Okay, this is the message I want to display. So first of all, what are the number of statements given in this function? There is only one statement, and this statement is under the control of the for loop. How many times this for loop will be executing? First of all, the value of I is equal to 1. 1 is less than equal to 100. Condition is true. This statement will be executed. When I is equal to 1, condition is true, then statement will be executed. Then I will be updated to I plus plus. That means we have to increment the value of I by 1. So I becomes 2. 2 is less than equal to 100. This is how a for loop works, right? So 2 is less than equal to 100. Condition is true. So print statement will be executed. I is equal to 3. 3 is less than equal to 100. Condition is true. This will be executed. This way, we will keep on updating the value of I. When I becomes 100, 100 is less than equal to 100, condition is true, so the statement will be printed. I will be updated to 101, 101 is less than equal to 100, condition is false. If the condition is false, it is going to terminate here, stop. So basically, how many times this print statement is executed? Starting from I is equal to 1 till I is equal to 100, every time the statement will get executed. This means that this statement will be executed for 100 times. 100 is what? 100 is some constant number, right? It has nothing to do with the problem size. यहाँ पे problem size कुछ general number of elements are not provided. Anyhow, this 100 is constant term. यहाँ पे कितने भी elements given हो, कुछ भी given हो, this for loop will be having one statement, and that statement will be executed for 100 times. So we will say that its time complexity is order of 1. Order of 1 does not mean that the statement is executed for one time. Simply order of 1 is representing, this is the representation for constant time complexity. This is representing constant time complexity. Make sense? Similarly, if we are getting order of n, this is the representation for Since this is a linear function, so we will say that this is representing the linear time complexity. Linear time complexity. We may get logarithmic time complexity, quadratic time complexity, cubic time complexity, exponential time complexity, and so on. N square is nothing but that is quadratic time complexity. Quadratic time complexity. Order of log n. If you observe here, the time complexity is dependent on n. That n is representing the problem size or the number of elements present in the original problem. This is logarithmic time complexity. Logarithmic time complexity. Order of 2 raised to power n. This is exponential time complexity. Okay, which function is greater? We will be discussing that in analysis of comparison of functions. Okay, in asymptotic notations. Is this clear? तो अगर कहीं पे भी बच्चे constant आ रहे, we will always be representing order of 1. I hope that this point is clear to everyone. So first of all, I have one announcement for you. अभी सिर्फ मैंने introduction दी है, इसके बाद I'm going to take the questions. So on the basis of the concept that we are discussing in this session, okay, we will be having a quiz session at 9:30 p.m. Daily same pattern रहेगा. Daily we will be having a master class in which we will be having a quiz. And whosoever is going to top in this quiz can avail up to 50% discount. जो टॉपर है उसको तो फ्लैट 50% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा ऑन सब्सक्रिप्शन ऑफ गेट CSE. ओके, तो ये जो 9:30 वाला सेशन है, दिस इज जस्ट 30 मिनट सेशन जिसमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस होंगे ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ व्हाट, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द टॉपिक दैट वी विल बी कवरिंग इन द यूट्यूब सेशन दैट इज फ्रॉम 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So whatever point I'm discussing, जो भी पॉइंट मैं बोल रही हूँ, जो भी कॉन्सेप्ट बोल रही हूँ, हर एक कॉन्सेप्ट को अच्छे से सुनना है. अगर आपने वो कॉन्सेप्ट अच्छे से सुना है, अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड किया है, देन आई कैन गिव यू अ गारंटी कि आप इजीली ये क्विज अटेम्प्ट कर पाओगे. ओके, so basically this series is our Udan series. In this we are targeting on 1 digit or 2 digit rank, and also we have launched SuperCoaching in which you can learn the concepts with a super teachers. That means आप multiple teachers से अपने concepts learn कर सकते हो. So there are multiple educators, those who are going to have the sessions, and these are the educators, super teachers of best engineering institutes of India. So in this case, you will be getting 250 plus mock tests, 80 plus study notes, along with the recorded sessions and the live sessions. And daily, there will be the interactive one-to-one interactive sessions, doubt solving sessions. And daily, we are going to have the revision session. जो revision session है, next day उसके basis पे हम MCQs और PYQs discuss करते हैं. Right? So there is a team of the experts. On the left side, you can see this is me, Shefali, Deepak Mishra sir, Irfan Ali sir, and Atul sir. These are going to take the live sessions, and you can interact with these educators. All the faculty members are having the good experience, at least 7+ years of teaching experience is there. So definitely you are in safe hands, तो कोई risk नहीं है. जो विनर है उसको तो 50% डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा. फॉर अदर्स, इफ यू वांट टू ज्वाइन दिस बैच, यू कैन use the referral code Shefali SHEFALIS. By using this, everyone can avail 20% instant discount. Okay, all right, so now let's continue our discussion with analysis of algorithm. अभी तक किसी को कोई डाउट है तो you can ask. No query? All right, so let's take a function mean x is equal to y plus z for I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, I plus plus. इस सेशन में आप लोग कोई रिस्पॉन्स दो नहीं दो चलेगा, बट क्विज में इंट्रैक्शन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि तभी टॉपर डिसाइड होगा. राइट, पोल होगा, टाइम होगा. अगर कोई दो स्टूडेंट्स है जिनके बीच में टाई आ रहा है तो डेफिनेटली जिसका आंसर कम टाइम में आएगा, इट्स जस्ट लाइक KBC, राइट, फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट. तो जिसने कम टाइम लिया दैट विल बी द विनर. So for I is equal to 1, I am taking one for loop. We'll be using the for loop nested for loop, while loop, nested while loop. And if you are comfortable with these concepts, easily you'll be able to handle all the questions. So I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to ni plus plus, and there is some statement like print f. I want to print a message, hi. So in this case, how many statements are there? Two statements, statement number 1 and statement number 2. Statement number 1 is not under the control of any iterative statement. So statement 1 will be executing for one time only. One time. Statement 2 will be executed for how many times? This is under the control of for loop. For loop kahan se kahan tak execute karega? It depends on the value of n. If the value of n is 10, then it will be executing for 10 times. If the value of n is 50, it will be executing for 50 times. If the value of n is 99, it will be executing for 99 times. So whatever is the value of n, it will be executing for n times. So in simple terms, we can say that this is going to execute for n times. Total time kitna chahiye? 1 plus n, but we have to return the approximated value out of 1 and n, which is greater function. This is constant and this is linear function. Obviously, linear function greater hai. So this means that the time complexity for this main function will be order of n. Jo bhi function greater hoga, we will be returning the time complexity in terms of that function. Is this clear? यहां तक बच्चे कोई डाउट? All right. So let's take one more example. यही डिस्कस करना है. धीरे धीरे I'll increase the complexity level. For I'm using here a nested for loop. इससे पहले हमने सिर्फ for loop लिए. Okay, एक और for loop लेते. X is equal to हमेशा for loop will be returning order of n. That is not true. Let's prove it here. For I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to n. Instead of taking I plus plus, I'm taking I is equal to 2i. This is the condition. And print f hello. So almost similar है, सिर्फ मैंने एक जगह पे change किया है. Message कुछ भी print हो रहा है, doesn't matter. So the only change is in the modification of the variable I. How many times this for loop will be executing? Obviously here two statements are there. Statement 1 is executing for one time. Statement 2 will be executing for how many times? Is it executing for n times? No. Let us consider some value of n. Let us assume that n is equal to 4. सबसे पहले I is equal to 1. 1 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. So the statement will be executed for the first time. Then I is updated as 2i. I becomes 2i. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. Second time it is executed. Then I is updated to 2 into 2, 4. 4 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. So it is executed for 3 times. Then I will be updated, modify the value of I, it becomes 8. 8 is less than equal to 4? No, condition is false. This means that when the value of n is 4, it is executing for 3 times. So can I say that it is executing for n minus 1 times? No. सिर्फ एक ही वैल्यू लेके बेटा हम कुछ भी determine नहीं कर सकते. Let us consider one more value. Let us consider n is equal to 8 now. So execution कैसे होगी? First of all, the initialization will take place. I is equal to 1. 1 is less than equal to 8. Condition is true. First time statement is executed. I is updated to 2i. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 is less than equal to 8. Condition is true. Second time it is executed. I becomes 4. 4 is less than equal to 8. Correct. Third time statement is executed. I becomes 8. 8 is less than equal to 8. Condition is true. It is executed for the fourth time. I becomes 16. 16 is less than equal to 8. No, condition is false. So it will stop here. This has executed for 4 times. अब एक चीज तो हमें समझ में आ गई कि अगर n की वैल्यू 4 है तो 3 टाइम्स हो रहा है, n की वैल्यू 8 है तो 4 टाइम्स हो रहा है. इज इट n by 2? n by 2 यहां पे वर्क कर रहे हैं बट यहां पे वर्क नहीं कर रहे. कुछ समझ में आया? नहीं समझ में आया, एक और वैल्यू ले लो. उसके बाद आई tell you that how I am assuming the values, why I am not taking the value of n as 6, 7, 10, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why I am not considering these values? Okay, I'll give you the hint कि values जब आपको assume करनी है तो किस तरीके से assume करनी है so that कि आपकी calculation easy हो जाए. I is equal to, I is initialized to 1, first time condition is true. How many times this will be executing? It will be executing for 5 times. तो बेसिकली आपने कोई फंक्शन ऑब्जर्व किया, थर्ड टाइम दिस इज ट्रू, आई बिकम्स 8, 8 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 16, कंडीशन इज ट्रू, आई बिकम्स 16, 16 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 16, कंडीशन इज ट्रू, I becomes 32, 32 is less than equal to 16, condition is false. It will stop here, so it has executed for 5 times. If you observe here, जो मैंने यहाँ पे बेटा वैल्यूज ली हैं, these are nothing but in powers of 2. 4 is nothing but 2 raised to power 2. 8 is 2 raised to power 3. 16 is 2 raised to power 4. If it is 2 raised to power 2, then it is executing for 2 plus 1 times. This is executing for 3 plus 1 times. It is executing for 4 plus 1 times. Plus 1 तो सब में constant है and this 2, 3, 4 value कहां से आ रही है? जो भी आपके पास 2 की पावर में है. अगर आपके पास n is given as 2 raised to power x, तो टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी क्या आ रही है? This is x plus 1. Correct? So how will you find out the value of x? x आपके पास फंक्शन में तो given नहीं है. In the for loop, we have the variable n. We have the variable n. तो हमें n की टर्म्स में कन्वर्ट करने, कैसे कन्वर्ट करेंगे? By taking log. Take log on both sides. I'll be using the basic logarithmic formulas. Take log on both sides. I'm taking here the base 2 because here we are getting 2. So when we are going to take the log on both sides, this comes out to be log n is equal to log 2 raised to power x. We know the basic formula. If we have to return log a raised to power b, log a raised to power b is nothing but that is b log a. So I'm using that formula here. So this comes out to be log base 2n is equal to x log 2. This is nothing but 1. This means that x is equal to log base 2n. So we can say that this is x plus 1. So time complexity is this is executing for x plus 1. X is nothing but that is log n. So we can say that here the time complexity is this statement is executing for log base 2n plus 1 time. This is the exact value. Which function is greater? This is independent of n. This is dependent on n. जैसे जैसे problem का size बढ़ेगा, time बढ़ेगा, right? Plus 1 is not going to play any significant role. So we can say that here the complexity is order of log base 2n. मैं यहाँ पे कोई asymptotic notation की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ. Big O notation, big omega notation, theta notation. अभी के लिए just forget it. This is order of. I'm not talking about the worst case complexity, best case. Anyhow, यहाँ पे कुछ best case और worst case है ही नहीं. Is this clear? अब value कैसे consider की है? If you observe here, जो आपके पास variable modify हो रहा है, how this variable is getting modified? This variable I is modified. हमेशा क्या कर रहे हैं? We are multiplying the value of I with 2. Right? तो इसलिए मैंने जो भी values ली हैं, यहाँ पे जो भी values consider किए हैं, that are in powers of 2. अगर यहाँ पे आपको कुछ variable की modification हो रही है, that is 3i, so I'll be taking the values in powers of 3. Right? If I is something like I is equal to I divided by 2, multiplication या divided by जिस भी particular constant से हो रहा है, we will be considering the values of n in terms of that particular constant. ठीक है, अगर डिवाइड बाय 2 है, मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 है, तो पास ऑफ 2 में वैल्यू कंसिडर करेंगे, पास ऑफ 2. और लेट मी राइट दिस ऑन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. सो हिंट हियर इज, जब भी आपको एज्यूम करनी है वैल्यूज फॉर n, when we have to assume the values of n, what we'll consider is, if function is or variable is modified, if variable is modified as 2 into I, or I is equal to multiply by 2 or divided by 2, then consider the value of n. n क्या consider करेंगे? n will be something like in powers of 2. Powers of 2. This will make your calculation easy. If it is I is equal to 5i or I is equal to I divided by 5, कुछ इस तरीके से हो रहा है, then we will be considering the value as powers of 5. इसके अलावा भी आप कंसिडर कर सकते हो, इफ द फंक्शंस आर गिवन, और जो भी आपको फंक्शंस गिवन है उनमें सील फंक्शन या फ्लो फंक्शन यूज हो रहे, तो उस केस में हम पास ऑफ 2, पास ऑफ 5 या जो भी कांस्टेंट है उसके अलावा कुछ और वैल्यू कंसिडर करेंगे, बिकॉज दैट टाइम वी हैव टू डिटरमाइन दैट वेदर इट इज गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट द नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स बाय टेकिंग द सील फंक्शन और द फ्लोर फंक्शन. क्या कंसिडर कर रहे हैं? ओके, ये चीज क्लियर हुई कि कैसे मैंने वैल्यूज एज्यूम की. सो इसके बाद हम जो भी क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, वी विल एज्यूम द वैल्यूज लाइक दिस. हियर वी आर गेटिंग वन फंक्शन. कैन यू टेल मी दैट व्हाट विल बी द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी? वैल्यूज कैसे कंसिडर करेंगे? This is modified as 3 into I. So I'll be taking the value of n in such a way that it will be in powers of 3. Right? N is equal to, you can consider 9, n is equal to 27, n is equal to 81, something like this. Now you can relate it. Kitne times execute hoga? This is under the control of the for loop. So let's see that how many times this condition will get true. First of all, I is initialized as 1, 1 is less than 9, condition is true, first time statement is executed, I is modified as 3 into I, 3 into 1 is 3. 3 is less than 9, condition is true, second time it is executed, I is equal to 3 into 3 is 9, 9 is less than, this is strictly less than, 9 is less than 9, no, this is equal, so it will fail here, it will stop here, this means that it is executing for 2 times. Similarly here you can find out automatically, I guess कुछ लोगों का आंसर आ गया होगा, I becomes 3, 3 is less than 27, condition is true, I becomes 9, 9 is less than 27, condition is true, I becomes 3 into 9 is 27, 27 is less than 27, condition is false, it will stop here and it is executing for 3 times. Anybody got the answer? I is equal to 1, I becomes 3, 3 is less than 81, true, I becomes 9, 9 is less than 31, true, I becomes 27, 27 is less than 81, true, I becomes 27 into 3 is 81, 81 is less than 81, no, condition is false, it is executing for 4 times. So basically if you observe here, क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? 9 is nothing but this is 3 square, 27 is 3 cube, 81 is 3 raised to power 4. If it is 3 raised to power 2, then it is executing for 2 times. If it is 3 raised to power 3, then it is executing for 3 times. If it is 3 raised to power 4, it is executing for 4 times. This means that if n is equal to 3 raised to power x, it is going to execute for x times. But x तो यहाँ पे कुछ है ही नहीं. So we have to find out the value of x. X will be what? X will be equal to log base 3n. Usually they are not going to ask the base, but if they are asking for the base, then it is going to execute for log n times. So the time complexity here is log n. It is order of log n. Simple. तो अगर मल्टीप्लाई या डिवाइड करके आ रहे हैं तो डायरेक्टली यू कैन से दैट द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी विल बी log n. ये मैं ट्रिक्स और हिंट्स आपको इसलिए दे रही हूँ क्योंकि जो आज वाली क्विज है दैट विल बी बेस्ड ऑन एनालिसिस ऑफ एल्गोरिथम एंड यू कैन ऑब्जर्व हियर आई से लेकर n तक जा रहे हैं बट मेन फोकस शुड बी ऑन द मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ द वेरिएबल ऑफ द लूप. अगर यहाँ पे i प्लस प्लस है माइनस माइनस है तो डेफिनेटली लीनियर टाइम एग्जीक्यूट होगा. इफ इट इज मल्टीप्लाइड और डिवाइडेड बाय एनी फंक्शन देन इट विल बी एग्जीक्यूटिंग फॉर लॉगरिथमिक टाइम. सो टेक केयर ऑफ दिस थिंग. ओके, नाउ हियर कैन यू टेल मी दैट व्हाट शुड बी द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी? Without solving this question, can somebody tell me that what will be the complexity here? Complexity will be definitely log n. कैसे solve करेंगे? Now, instead of taking the for loop, I'm taking here the example with the while loop. But here the value of I is modified by divided by 2. तो जो हम n की values consider करेंगे that will be in powers of 2. So let's consider the values. Let us assume that n is equal to 4. This is nothing but 2 square. N is equal to 8, that is 2 raised to power cube. N is equal to 16, that is 2 raised to power 4. So execute the statements. First statement is I is equal to n. I is initialized with the value that is equal to n. So first of all, I will become I is equal to n. The value of n is 4. So I is 4. While 4 is greater than 1. While का मतलब क्या है? जब तक ये condition true है तब तक this statement will be executed. So 4 is greater than 1. Yes, condition is true. Update the value of I. I is equal to I divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is nothing but that is 2. 2 is greater than 1. Yes, condition is true. So second time the condition became true. So second time the statement will be executed and the value of I will be updated. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 is greater than 1? No. Condition is false. So it will stop here. It has executed for 2 times. So have you observed something? If it is 2 raised to power 2, it is going to execute for 2 times. मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि multiply और divide हो रहे हैं तो it will be executing for how many times? Log n times. You can prove here. Now again, apply this over n is equal to 8. Value of n is 8. So I will be 8. 8 is greater than 1. Yes. I will be updated to 4. 4 is greater than 1. Yes. I is updated to 2. 2 is greater than 1. Yes. I is updated to 1. 1 is greater than 1. No. Condition is false. It is executing for 3 times. What value we had taken for n? That was 2 raised to power 3. So you can take any number of examples. Ultimate crux is if the value is multiplied or divided by any constant, तो आपको जो values consider करनी है इनकी will be considering the values in powers of that particular constant. And second point is generally it is going to return the time complexity. That statement will be executed for logarithmic times. Okay. So 16 is greater than 1. I becomes 8. 16 से 8 पे आया, 8 से 4 पे आया, 4 is greater than 1, condition is true, I becomes 2, 2 is greater than 1, condition is true, I becomes 1, 1 is greater than 1, no, condition is false, so it has executed for 4 times. So clearly the time complexity is order of log n. Clear? अगर ये clear है थोड़ी सी complexity बढ़ा दे and then remaining questions will be discussing in the quiz. So this way, this is the easiest approach. अगर n के ऊपर कुछ कंडीशन है, consider some value of n. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे हम स्मार्ट वर्क करेंगे कि n की वैल्यू कैसे कंसिडर करनी है. What value of n do we need to consider? So it depends on the modification of that particular variable और जहां पे भी आप वैल्यू को स्टोर करवा रहे हो किस तरीके से मॉडिफाई हो रही है. Accordingly, we will consider the value of n. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule कि यही values लेनी है. It is going to vary from function to function. One more question. This is bit complex than the previous examples that we have considered. So here in this question, I'm using, instead of using nested for loop or nested while loop, I'm taking here a combination of for and while loop. If you see here in this function, we are having a for loop as well as we are using here a while loop. So just give it a try. Here the value of n is nothing but this is given as 2 raised to power, cap is representing the power, 2 raised to power, 2 raised to power k, where k is some positive integer. अगर k की value 10 लेते हो, 5 लेते हो, then this value of n will be very, very high. So better idea is k is some positive integer, take small value of k. Okay. If k is equal to 1, if k is equal to 1, what will be the value of n? N will be equal to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 1. 2 raised to power 1 is 2 and 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So n becomes 4. If k is equal to 2, what will be the value of n? N will be equal to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 2. 2 raised to power 2 is 4 and 2 raised to power 4 is 16. N becomes 16. If k is equal to 3, then n will be equal to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 3. 2 raised to power 3 is 8. 2 raised to power 8 is 256. That's why I told you to consider the small value of k. Is this clear? This is the first statement of the function foo. Then we have a for loop. When the value of I is there, this is the end of for loop. Under the control of while loop, there is only one statement. Under the control of for loop, there are multiple statements. That's why block is used. And this is the end of foo function. End of foo function. And this is the end of for loop. When the value of I is equal to 1, jab I ki value, first of all, we are solving it for k is equal to 1. When I is equal to 1, I'm solving the first case. When I is equal to 1, j is starting from where? J is starting from 2. J is initialized with the value 2. While 2 is less than equal to n. What is the value of n? N is 4. So 2 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true for the first time. So j is updated. First time statement is executed and j is equal to j square. 2 square is 4. Again, it will check for the condition. 4 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. So it is executing for the second time. And j is equal to 4 square is 16. 16 is less than equal to 4. No, condition is false. It is going to stop here. So 2 times it has executed when the value of I was 1. Now, while loop has exhausted, while loop completely exhaust ho gayi. So it will come out of the while loop and it's going to update the value of I. I becomes 2 now. Then 2 is less than equal to 4. Condition is true. Then again it is going to start from j equal to 2. J is equal to 2. 2 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. J becomes 4. 4 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. J becomes 16. This is false. Again, it is executed for 2 times. Increment the value of I. I becomes 3 now. 3 is less than equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. So again, this will be executing. J ki value 2 se start hoga. It will be executing for 2 times. I is equal to 4. Again, it will be executing for 2 times. For each value of I, it is going to execute for 2 times. Outer loop kitne times execute hogi? Thodi si smart approach follow karte hain. I is equal to 1. I is less than equal to n और value कैसे modify हो रही है? It is going to consider the next value incremented by 1. This means that the for loop will be executing for how many times? 1 से लेकर n तक. 1 पहले I की value 1 है, फिर 2 है, फिर 3 है, फिर 4 है, up to n. So this is going to execute for n times. Correct? We are just talking about the for loop. n times execute हो रहा है और एक बार जब I की value 1 थी, then it has executed for 2 times. I की value 2 है, then also it has executed for 2 times. ये 2 कहां से आ रहा है? Is it 4 is 2 raised to power 2? Is it 2 raised to power 2? Here we are having 2 raised to power 4. Is it 2 raised to power 4? Check करते हैं, यहाँ पे check करते हैं. If I is equal to 1, how many times it is going to execute? Let us execute this. J is going to start from 2. 2 is less than equal to n. N is 16. Yes, condition is true. J will be updated to j square. 4 is less than equal to 16. Yes. J becomes 16. 16 is less than equal to 16. Yes. Condition is true. J is equal to 16 square. That is 256. 256 is less than equal to n. 16? No. So, it is going to execute for 3 times. I की value 1 के लिए 3 times execute हो रहा है. When I will be equal to 2, it is going to execute for 3 times. So this way, for each value of I, it will be executing for 3 times. Can you relate it here? यहाँ पे 2 raised to power 2 था, 2 times execute हो रहा था, 2 raised to power 4 है, then it is executing for 3 times. So definitely it is not raised to power. If k is equal to 3, for each value of I, how many times this will be executing? J is equal to 2, condition true. J is equal to 4, condition true. J is equal to 16, condition is true. J becomes 256. 256 is less than equal to 256. Condition is true. J is equal to 256 square. That is 65536. 65536 is less than equal to 256. No, condition is false. It is executing for 4 times. Have you observed something? It is basically related with the value of k. अगर k की value 1 है, this is executing for k plus 1 time. If the value of k is 2, it is executing for 2 plus 1 time, 3 times. If the value of k is 3, then it is executing for 3 plus 1 time. That is k. Outer loop is executing for n times. Inner loop is executing for k plus 1 times. So this comes out to be nk plus n. Obviously, दोनों में से कौन सा function greater होगा? That will be n into something. So complexity will be order of nk. Or you can also return k in terms of n, because there is a relationship between n and k given in the question. Can you find out the value of k? It is given that n is equal to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power k. Take log on both sides. Take log on both sides. So this comes out to be log n is equal to 2 raised to power k log 2. This will be 1. Again take the log on both sides. Again take log on both sides. So it comes out to be k log 2 with the base 2 is equal to log of log n. Yeah. This is going to be 1. यानी कि k और n के बीच में relation क्या है? K is equal to log of log n. So we can say here the complexity is n. K की value substitute कर दो. It is log of log n. अगर base भी पूछा है, base is what? It is 2. So this is the complexity for the given function. So you must have observed one thing. Everywhere we are considering the value, we are looking for how many times the condition gets true. और उसके बाद जो भी हमने n की value consider की है, we are simply relating it with the value of n, and on the basis of that we are returning the complexity. So this is how we perform the priori analysis. This is how we are going to determine the order of magnitude. Correct? So today's masterclass will be based on analysis of algorithms. So whatever questions will be there in the quiz, that will be only on the basis of priori analysis or on the basis of analysis of algorithm. तो जो भी proper होगा, that will be able to get 50% discount on the subscription of GATE CSE, and daily we will be having the masterclass from Monday to Friday. Time is 9:30 p.m. and the session time will be 30 minutes only. This will be a quick revision over the concept that we have learned in the session. All right. So you all can join this session at 9:30. So see you today at 9:30. And in next session, tomorrow we will be discussing the substitution method. Substitution method is nothing but this is one of the method to solve the recurrence relation. So solve the recurrence relation. There are basically three methods to solve the recurrence relation: substitution method, recursive tree method, and Master's theorem. Okay, so we will be solving the questions or recurrence relations on the basis of substitution method. All right. So guys, please be on time. And after every session, you will be getting a practice set. So you guys can attempt the practice set. उससे थोड़ा सा और confidence आएगा, speed बढ़ेगी, and that will help you to definitely achieve your goal. Anyone having any doubt or query? Any queries from your side? If no, we are going to end this session here. You have approximately 3 hours to revise these concepts. छोटा सा topic हमने discuss किया, revise करो. Maybe you can top in today's quiz. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. God bless you. See you at 9:30. Bye bye.